Hi, I'm Lori LeBay, and I'd like to welcome you today. I own Alzheimer Speaks and Senior Lifestyle Trends. And my mission is to change how caregiving is perceived, received, and delivered in society today. And if you're like me, and you want to remove the fear associated with aging and illness, well then we need to talk, because there's a lot of things we can do together. My experience is that of a daughter, a caregiver. My mom's had memory problems for 30 years. She's now in her end stages of Alzheimer's disease. My dad, he passed away in 2001 from brain cancer. So I have lived and breathed caregiving for many, many years. I also have about 10 years in healthcare. I've been a speaker and trainer for many years. I do keynotes and a variety of consulting and writing. But today, I want you to watch my video, and hopefully, you too will want to develop a new hybrid caregiver. So right now, let's just join the video and see what you think. And I'll be back to talk to you later. Mom, you look gorgeous. What's up? She said, oh, we had spa day at the VOA today. Now, for those of you that don't know, VOA is code for Volunteers of America Nursing Home. And she says, everybody deserves a spa day at the VOA. Like it's a 5-star hotel. And I said, what did you like about your spa day? And she said, oh, Bobby did my nails and Chris did my hair and they had hors d'oeuvres and cocktails and it was just wonderful. And I said, Mom, what was the best part of the whole day? And she said, oh, it was the whirlpool tub. I said, Mom, how'd you get up in the whirlpool tub? Because my mom's got bad knees. And she says, well, they hoist me up. And of course, we're all biting our cheeks because we're picturing the dolphin lift, which is basically what they used. But what my mom had was relaxing in that tub, somebody doing her nails, a glass of champagne in her hand, and her shoulders getting massaged as those warm bubbles collided with her body. I do staff training, and one of the staff one time said, but how long did that last? I said, it makes no difference. It happened. It happened. And yep, it's up here, you're right. And you know what? That story teaches us we can recreate those moments. Who would have thought going in and doing somebody's nails, or giving them a massage, or playing their favorite music, or having some type of aromatherapy going could cause that type of moment. We can duplicate those things if we pay attention to the moments.
It just makes sense in terms of the way that she approaches the disease and how to manage and cope with that.
LeBay believes her website, Alzheimer's Speaks, gives a voice to a disease that so often silences not just its victims, but family and friends.
Long-term friends of theirs pulling back, not knowing how to interact. And it was so sad.
Alzheimer's Speaks helps break this silence with information and support. LeBay doesn't know how long she has with her mother. She wants to make the most of every moment they have and help others do the same.
I get so much joy and satisfaction of helping other people learn how to connect with this disease and how to survive it.
I'm Tim Blotz, Fox 9 News.
The memory chip is a tool. One neurologist told me, Lori, if you only speak these 3 words the rest of your life, you will be the new Mother Teresa of Alzheimer's disease, because it has changed my family's lives. And there's 3 questions on here. One is, what's most important? What do I want my person to know? And for me, For my mom, I just wanted her to know I love her. The second question is, what do I need to focus on? And listen closely. Because most of us focus on a to-do list. I need to get this done, this done, this done, and that's how we function when we caregive. And we do that because it allows us control. But what we need to focus on is, are they safe, are they happy, and are they pain-free? Because once we do that, we now don't react negatively when they don't know our name, or when they've repeated a story or a question for the 15th time in 20 minutes. Because you ask yourself, are they safe, are they happy, are they pain-free? And it's at that moment, inside, you will feel such a relief. Because when you focus on those three things, it is about the person and it is not about you accomplishing something. You are now focused totally on the relationship with that person. I want you to do a dance. You need to pick a partner. Okay? And no, it's not the chicken dance. I know you've been asking me about the chicken dance. You need to put on your chicken necklaces though for me.
Come on there, boy.
Put up your hands, palm to palm. Push, push, push. Okay? Just for a second. You guys feel what it's like? Now, B's push hard and A's go with the flow. Wherever they lead you, you go. The reason I have you do this exercise is because it's all about relationships. You have two choices. You can push back because you think you're right, or you can go with the flow. Remember, this disease especially is not about being right or wrong. Get your ego out of the way because they cannot change their perception.
The story that really touched me, I think, was the story of when her mom was being lifted up, I think kind of in the Hoyer, to be taken to lunch, and she thought of the past with water skiing. That was pretty amazing to think of that, and that she remembered that, and it made it much easier and safer, and she wasn't in pain, and she was happy doing it.
What is your passion?
Well, I call myself an advocate on steroids for the disease because I live and I breathe it. But my goal is to help people identify stress triggers, not only for the patient, but for themselves, because many times we're the ones creating the problem. And once we can identify those stress triggers, we can reduce the combative behaviors and we can really create some remarkable moments. Dad said, well, we were going to go to town. And Mom slipped on a patch of ice going to the garage. So my dad goes into the garage trying to figure out how is he going to get Mom up. And he's looking around, and my mom's, 5'3" and almost 300 pounds. And if you ask my mom to bend her knee, which I have done before, she'll go, okay. And she thinks she's in total compliance. So he goes in the garage and he's searching all over, and finally he finds some sand and some salt, and he comes out and he sprinkles it around Mom like she's a tire and gonna get traction.
I thought it was very informative, and the way she uses humor with everything was just wonderful.
He went back in the garage where he could still talk with my mom, and he finds a red sled. And he pulls that up by my mom and he puts her in it, and he starts pulling her back up to the cabin. Myself and my brothers are thinking, oh my gosh, if Dad would have slipped on that ice, they would have froze to death. And we had to make some big family decisions.
Hello, welcome to Memory Moments. I'm Julie Anderson. You're about to meet a woman who has used her experience with Alzheimer's to develop a powerful tool which will give a voice to caregivers who so desperately need one.
Lori is at Lakeview Ranch in Dassel, Minnesota, to learn more about effectively treating a disease that has consumed her life ever since it started to change her mother's life.
I just tear up when I get a giggle out of her or a glint in her eye because she's still there.
She says caregivers need a community. Her blog is just one aspect of her Alzheimer's Speaks website, which is filled with resources at the ready.
I'm a firm believer you have to feel the pain to move through it. Anybody here ever seen the show Lost in Space? Danger, Will Robinson, danger! Well, putting a toothbrush in my mother's mouth reacts that fear because she doesn't know what it is. And I'm not going to wreck her day and cause her that kind of pain and fear so she looks nice. Because it's not about judgment. My mom is the safest person in the world to go visit because she doesn't judge. Do you know what a gift that is? She just accepts you for who you are. But in return, you have to accept them for who they are too. I encourage you all to become hybrid caregivers, and caregiver stands for conscious awakening of relationships, and it's about the emotional giver. So I mentioned this family by choice, and there's really 3 keys to it. If someone is placed somewhere, you've got staff, or maybe you have home health care coming in, and then you've got the patient or the resident, the person with the disease, and you've got family members and friends. But what we all have to realize is we all react to whatever comes before us using the same formula. Our current attitude plus our past experiences make our perceptions, and our perceptions trigger our reaction.
It was pretty emotional listening to that. I think everything she had to say really impacted me as a professional. I felt Lori, the speaker, was very powerful. Would I recommend Lori? Yes, highly. I would give her 10 stars. I highly recommend her in speaking.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I've already thought of a few functions she could possibly speak at. Very informative.
Well, hi, back again. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you've decided after watching the video that you're interested in developing a new hybrid caregiver, call me. Let's chat. Let's join forces and develop a new breed of caregiver, both for family and professionals. Feel free to email me, give me a jingle on the phone, or shoot me a comment on the blog. I'd love to talk to you. Remember, this isn't the last stage of life. It's just the next stage of life. Thank you.
This is going to be a very sweet day with Dorothy and Barbara Lee.